Good morning, good afternoon. This is so close up. How do we get so close? Good morning, good afternoon, good day. Can you see me?
I was like, yeah, I can see you right there.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, good. Shoo. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good everything. And welcome to Live with Joan. We're doing the Animal Empath Q&A, if anyone remembers.
Waiting.
Okay. Well, look at my little orcas.
I know they look so cute. I was just looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, Farmer.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I just got back from a great hike in Vasquez Rocks, which if you come to the Spring Intensive in person, you'll join me for that Thursday morning. We have 2 Thursday mornings. There will be 2 Thursday morning hikes. So if you don't come on the first Thursday, you can come on the second Thursday. Yeah. Is anyone here?
Me and someone else is watching.
Okay. Well, what would you like to know?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I'm not the best person. You know what? Actually, when we were talking about the questions, the very common questions that people ask, and when they're beginning this path, like, how do I know what I'm getting is real?
And how do I know what I'm getting is real? One of the first things that we say about that is, you start to build a level of trust, and that really becomes the trust muscle. So there's the telepathy muscle. You're experiencing, feeling, and hearing, and sensing, and seeing things, and then you have to start trusting it. And you trust it based on the fact that we give verification for everything. The whole school, whether it's energy healing or animal communication, is built on verification.
And then another question is, everybody else got something different, right?
Yeah, I love that one. Everyone else got something different. Well, it's not animal communication by democracy, right? It is getting, it is trusting yourself. And sometimes that one thing, I would say it just takes one thing to save an animal's life. So you don't know that you didn't get the one thing that is going to change that animal's world.
And that one's, not only has it happened to me as an animal communicator, it's happened to me as a client of an animal, of the work. So just yesterday, can I share about what happened in class yesterday?
Yeah.
In the Animals in Transition class, I had the students talk to Shayna, because Shayna is going through multiple transitions, right? The last 3 years of her life has been one transition after another, after another, after another, after another. And the readings they gave me were incredible. And I asked a question of our groomer in the class, and she didn't give me suggestions. She just told me what she was picking up on because she's so in tune with animals. She's as a groomer that I came up with the answer like, oh my God, how did I not think of that?
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah. Shiloh says, good morning from Shiloh.
Good morning, Shiloh.
So having that one thing that we don't know, Shiloh says, profound, you being that gets that one thing that makes a difference, 100%.
You know, I have a friend who, I tell the story all the time because it also is a good medical intuition reminder. I had a friend who, I was waiting for my equine dentist to come over. And so I was sitting, in my house, and my friend calls me crying, and she's like, you need to come over here right now and talk to my horse. And at the time I was outside of Seattle, and she lived 40 acres away. So I could have, skipped through pastures and been there. But I just said, I can do whatever it is on the phone. She goes, no, this is it. Kellogg, her horse, isn't eating. And I said, okay. So I was like, I left a note on my barn for the dentist and said, I'll be right back. And I zipped over, and got out of my car. And before I even walked into the barn, I was like, oh my God. And I said, Karen, holy shit, this is a toothache. He's got a toothache. That's why he can't eat. And it's your lucky day. I have the equine dentist at my house right now. So I ran home, and I got Dr. Erin Zamzo. I said, Erin, you need to do me a favor. Come pull a tooth. So she got in the car. We went over, pulled a tooth. The horse lived another 3 years. But she was going to say that was going to be the goodbye session.
It's crazy.
He died when I was in Borneo.
Oh.
I know. And he's in my first book, so he's like one of my favorite horses ever. And yeah, I ended up calling her from Borneo.
And it can be, when you're starting out, it can be intimidating, right? Because tell the story of the novel. Right? Someone else wrote,
Oh yeah, we have someone that in the beginning would sit and just write and write and write and write, and she was what I would call 65%. 65% of it was accurate, whereas the people who are only getting little bits and pieces and are building on that, they're way more accurate. And that is easier to teach, because the person that gets, that just blah, 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 volumes of crap, how do you tell them that? I mean, even if I say, well, I don't know, that's not necessarily accurate, they don't believe me. They've got a certain arrogance. And, we haven't had one in a while, but
it's very valid, because like you said, it's not a democracy. And also, you can be intimidated by, let's say, a vet tech in the class, or someone who runs a sanctuary, or someone who's been working with animals their whole life. So when you walk into it, that intimidation that's what causes you from getting the information, right? Instead of just because they work with animals doesn't necessarily mean they're better than you or worse than you. It just means everybody has a different way of getting the information.
Yeah. But it is intimidating in the beginning. And we've been going through all these questions in our meetings, because we have so many people in our immersive this weekend, and it's going to be really fun. But thankfully people filled out surveys, and I'm placing people according to beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And then I'm assigning teachers for these people. And it's going to be really powerful, and so excited to do such a big group and yet have it be super intimate, because I've got enough teachers to keep small groups.
And the funny thing is that I can only speak for myself, but I know a few of the teachers. We all have these questions at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's like the perfect combination of teachers.
And another question that I've gotten, because as everybody knows, I'm the person who talks to people interested in the program and enrollment, right? And a question I get is, what if I make this commitment and then I'm not good at it, or I don't get anything, or it's too much, or too much to do, or I get overwhelmed, all of these questions. And again, only going from my point of view, I had 2 kids in middle school who were in theater and martial arts every day. I was running a household. I was running around, right, dealing with health issues, all of the things. And yet I was, you know, we're not like it's black and white. We work with people. We help you. We don't let students fall through the cracks. If there's an issue, we address it. We reach our hand out, is what I'm saying. So
yeah, I had one person in a Q&A yesterday for Animal Communication Level 1 say that she was also in the Energy Healing for Animals Level 1, and she said she couldn't get her homework done because she was overwhelmed by all the mistakes she'd made. And it's like, this is the perfect place to come and heal the old wounds. Look, we've all made mistakes. I've made more than anyone, you know, just because I'm older.
Same.
And it's, you know, so nobody's perfect here. And that's the biggest thing. And everybody's trying to do their best. And it's, and so it's very, you know, this is a place where you can feel safe. You can, you know, a lot of people have, their family members have health issues, so they take a time out and they come back when they can.
Yeah. And we support students in a loving, kind, but, you know, in a loving, kind way. I was talking to someone who's interested in the advanced coaching and training, and I shared how the accountability part of it is huge. But there's something about the accountability that is very special, and it's that you don't hold it over people's head, right? You just, it's very like, how are you doing on this? Did you get, you know, I'll use me. Did you get your website done? No. Okay, so we've been working on this for X amount of years. When do you think you can get, let's break it down. When do you think you could get your bio done? Can you have that done by next month?
Yeah, we break things down.
There's no shaming. There's no making anybody feel inadequate.
Well, one thing that reminds me of like the overwhelm, and it can happen in the school, and I'm sure the people going through the animal empath journey were like looking at all the things like, oh, this is who I was, and this is who I want to be, and how is that going to happen? And we get overwhelmed. And the thing about overwhelm is it's sort of like when there's too many things trying to go down the drain. Overwhelm is a set of feelings. It's not a real thing. It's a bunch of unprocessed feelings that aren't fitting in the drain, and it's just circling. And so when you can stop when you're overwhelmed, whether you're trying to make a decision about whether you should even try animal communication, or you're making a decision about the program, or you're making a decision in the program, it's the best thing is to stop and try to process all the emotions that you're feeling. Just think about, like, okay, I'm going to take a breath. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling frustration with time. I'm feeling sad that I can't get it all done. Or I feel sad I've wasted time. You know, like, when you start naming the emotion, they kind of dissipate. And then you can go, okay, I'm going to call my homework partner.
And you've done that with me.
Yeah, we get overwhelmed. I'll tell you something, we've been using AI, and some things are going so fast that the other day, when you were here, I was like, I'm confused.
Okay, Dawn Wade says hello.
Hello.
Dawn. Shiloh says, looking forward to this.
The immersive.
Yeah, Shiloh's in the immersive.
And yeah, I have printed out all the surveys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've gone through every one of them. It's very exciting.
That's fantastic.
And I'm like a kid at Christmas. I'm wondering if any new ones have come in.
I'll check. Don't.
No, I'm looking. I can't tell. Anyway, it's very exciting.
Okay. Another question. So you take the course, right? You do the program, and then what next?
Which program?
The Animal Mastery Coaching Program, or the Animal, right? Because there's places where once you're done, bye.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many other places you can go into. We have the Animals in Transition sort of master program. So it's sort of like you get your undergraduate. We've got a few tracks that you could go into from there. But nobody ever really leaves if they don't want to. They can go into the teaching, the coaching. They can go into the Animal Ambassador. But, I mean, I had someone who graduated 10 years ago call me the other night, you know? That's the way it is.
And also we have part of the program is the Animal Business Academy, which helps you.
Yeah, helps you
get
understand.
Your business set up, right?
Yeah.
It gives you the tools to start. If all you want to do is have an animal communication business on your own, which it's not all. You know what I mean? It's not like, that's all you want to do. But if that's what your main focus is on, there's the Animal Business Academy that helps you with that, and all the interviews you've done with coaches and professional, animal behaviors coaches. And then we've got the electives, which also bring in a whole other tool set to strengthen your skills and be able to offer more to your clients.
Yeah, there's
like
lots
the,
of stuff.
The animal chakra bodywork class, which I'm going to plug.
Yeah, we still have room in the animal chakra bodywork class, and you will have only missed one class, so you can watch the replay and jump on for February 12th. No, any questions about the animal empath journey? You should have seen last night. It was so great in the Q&A for Animal Communication Level 1. Carla was saying that she wasn't necessarily going to do this for a living, but the bundling, she wanted to always be able to help animals like at her barn and her neighborhood, but the bundling of the whole big program together was why she did that. She was telling someone else who was like, what if I take classes piece by piece?
Yeah, and the bundling, I'm big on bundles, so I'm just gonna, because it gives you, it just feels more, what's the word I'm looking for? Direction, more, okay, this is what I'm gonna do here.
There's a through line.
There it is. Okay, we've got, so Shiloh says, this morning I was trying to go through the handouts from Empath to catch up on the days I missed. I had answered channeled by my animal family. That's never happened before. It was amazing.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's fun just to, it's fun for me even to do the animal empath journey every January because it kind of just aligns me. I think about all the places I've been and where I'm going and what I'm doing. It gives me a moment to assess what's next, you know?
Exactly.
I keep saying Tanya is watching.
Yeah, it does that all the time. For some reason, your phone and Tanya.
They're friends.
Yeah. Are friends, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you can always write into the comments if you have questions about the animal empath journey or about any of the programs. We have all sorts of things coming up. Again, you can join the Animal Chakra Bodywork system, and that's 7 weeks, and we've already done 1 week, so there's 6 more weeks to go. once a month, and me and Lola of Animal Massage, Northwest School of Animal Massage. We have the Death and Dying Immersive coming up. We have the Spring Intensive, which is going to be so much fun. And then we have the spring semester. Then we have the June electives.
And we have the animal communication immersive.
Yeah, this one is full and sold out. And so we have instead of a waiting list, we just added another one. And that's April 3rd and 4th. So if you're interested in that, we're honoring the $60 price. And let's do it.
Okay, so just Carrie Ann. Mm-hmm. She says, Carrie Ann McGrath says, I feel like Joan is staring into my iPad.
I know, because I'm sitting here because Claudia's talking, so I'm like, feeling like an idiot.
Okay, and then Shiloh says, to cover being oversensitive, does the bubble alone work?
I think so, but tapping, I mean, there's, what's that? Scalar wave.
Scalar wave, and we covered this yesterday in Animals in Transition, right? Your tools to help you so that you can be fully present for your clients.
Yeah.
And to protect yourself.
Yeah, we were talking this morning about, she's been teaching the Animals in Transition. And just, we're reviewing the objectives of that course. And that course in particular is meant to review the tools, utilize the tools. I mean, we have two aspects to it, right? One is sort of like the midwife to transitions, and the other is mediumship. And so this fall-winter semester was more the midwife tools. And it's reviewing all your tools and also any places we need to clear out so that we can be fully available and not triggered. It's really important. We talked a lot about that in the I had 3 Q&As in a shift class yesterday and a podcast.
And we talked about that in the AC Level 4 Q&A as well. And Shiloh says, it's to keep from being connected, cut the cord, the best way not to carry it.
I mean, there's a certain point in life you just make a decision, I'm not taking this on. But if you need to do a technique, you can always cut. I would cut from the 2nd and the 4th chakra. And then I also, unless somebody's got liver disease, then I'd cut the 3rd. But I made a decision 25, 28 years ago. I don't need to do 90 rituals. My decision is, okay, I'm on to the next client. Literally winding down a session is my clearing. And then I'm neutral again, and then the next call comes in. So the bubble is another way, or taking an energetic shower. But at a certain point, when you've done this long enough, you're going from client to client to client. You just have to make an internal decision that I'm good. I went from class to class to class. I got in bed at 8:30, but I went from podcast to Q&A for 3 different things plus the shift. It was a great day. And I rode. I got that in. And lunged the horse. I got everything taken care of. Everything done. It was all check, check, check.
Shiloh wants to know, is midwife a standalone class?
Yeah, we just are wrapping that one up. But we'll do it next year.
And she says, okay, thanks, that's easy as far as the cutting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a standalone little program too, the AIT. I mean, you've taken enough classes with other people. I read your survey. The Animals in Transition is pretty cool because we've got, you could do some advanced training. It's its own package. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for doing the Animal Empath. What do we have something fun next week, I think maybe a guest, I can't remember, or
yeah. Where are we? Oh my god.
it's
Dr. Jeff Ranquet.
Dr. Jeff Grognet. Yeah, so we have a guest. And then I'm going to be adding some Thursdays in. I'm going to be on book tour, so that's another thing. I'm going to post the book tour in here. I'm going to be in book tour, but I'm going to be adding some Thursday things in here. So, because a lot of people are engaged in all my digital classes, so I'm going to do a Q&A for digital buyers, so that there's always a place where people can come ask questions. So it'll be Thursdays at 10. And then I'm also doing some fun things with students and graduates. So, and we'll always have Tuesday. So I'll see you soon.